Aloha, everybody. This is Tara live with you. It is Tuesday. Welcome to the Trust Your Guts Club, where I love to tune in and share my love for the organs. And I want to, check in and invite you to share any questions you might have about digestion. Looks like I might have some funky Wi-Fi. So let me see. I hope this is working. But okay, here we go. So while you're here, feel free to type away any questions you might have, and I'm happy to answer from my experience and knowledge. I am Tara, the metabolic therapist. I am a certified functional nutritionist. I'm not a doctor, but I have a lot of experience from my own health issues, as well as guiding folks for, 15 years around various cleanses and diet protocols, nutrition and lifestyle. So I'm happy to share with you all my love for digestive wellness. And this week, I want to check in with you around sugar and sugar addictions. It seems like even after this weekend, I've been getting lots of calls or insights, from friends and loved ones talking about, oh, my candida's back, or, oh, just a few days of holiday treating, and now, I'm super hungry and I can't stop eating, or my sugar addiction is outrageous. And so let's talk about sugar and the way that it can impact our thoughts, our feelings, and then how we move through the world. So would love to, if you have any insights or notes around, your own personal experiences with sugar, if it can seem to like take a hold on you. Have you ever attempted to tame the sugar addict? And if so, what's that like for you? What I hear among clients that I work with is that, and I've experienced myself, this like, oh, I was really good for, the month. And then as soon as I reintroduced one of my favorite foods, it's like it all went out the window. And that can feel disheartening because there's a lot of effort to kind of like, get through that first few weeks of making a commitment to dropping sugar from our lives. And so let's also talk about sugar and what that is. Are we talking about like all sugar? Is it refined sugars? Absolutely. Just, if you and I are speaking, I will hands down always tell you, drop the processed sugars, refined sugars, high fructose corn syrup. It's hidden in so many ways. There's you can look up online, hidden names of sugar, and it can look like dextrose, maltodextrin. There's all these hidden words that are, processed sugars, and they're still like processed corn sugars, and or processed beet sugars or cane sugars that similar to, they make it sound like it's healthy, and it's not. So the reality is, if something is spiking our blood sugar, our blood insulin response too much, a way that we can feel that simply, without having to go to the doctor and take some fancy test, if sugar might have a hold on us, we might experience symptoms like, soon after we eat, we feel a crash. We've got to take a nap. That's letting us know that sugar may be out of balance inside of our body. Another way is to check the tongue. And when there's a big coating, a white coating on the tongue, this is a sign of some fungal overgrowth inside of the body. And that can be a good idea to take a look at the sugar consumption habits of your day to day. So it's a big road, and it's I don't want you to be alone, because it's It's not easy, and there's lots of sugars out there that find their way into our food supplies. So, to share a little bit about me, because I had been a raw vegan, um, I call it a spokesperson for, well over 10 years. And I didn't realize, I mean, I knew that I had ups and downs with sweets, but I didn't realize how much it had a hold on me until in 2015. I was stressed out, and I was realized that I was definitely chasing my sugar cravings throughout the day. And it started in the morning. I was drinking a superfood chocolate smoothie, and I believed that it was all the health benefits, but it had a lot. Even it had honey in it, and the honey with the fat, it would pick me up and perk me up in the morning. But then a couple hours later, I found myself, wanting to find something sweet to like pacify cravings. And I just didn't realize like how much I was chasing those cravings. And in the afternoon, I had to reach for some, date ball, or it was like a raw vegan super treat and superfood treat. And it, was supposed to be the best ever. And it was spiking my insulin response. So I had to change everything and really take a look at how much sweetness I was relying on as my primary fuel source. And then how that made me think and feel about myself. I could find that I felt moody when I didn't get, some people, what's the term? Hangry. Do you find that if you're not eating, you can get hangry? And that's a telltale sign that that the sugar fueling is not helping to your cells to be their most vibrant cells. So what I've learned over the last handful of years is about metabolic dysfunction and how what's happening at the cellular level, that actually impacts how we feel, whether we're coming off strong in the world or just playing out these toxic patterns that are actually addictions, and let's take a look at sugar as an addiction and how we may be able to ask for help and get some support. So this is why I love to put myself out there. And today, what I want to do is invite you, again, if you're just checking in, please, go ahead and write some questions you might have about your personal health journey, or maybe something that you've tried. It's private here, so I won't call you out like that, but I'm happy to answer your questions. One place to become aware is how soon do you have a high sugar food that begins a chase of ups and downs around, am I getting enough food? Am I do I feel grounded? Do I feel satiated? And that's a big piece. Like, do we actually feel satiated? And when do we feel satiated? That like, oh, I feel nourished from that meal. And I can gently, push the plate away. I don't feel overstuffed. I don't need more. I'm not like craving, dessert. There's a big difference in mental clarity as well. So happy to talk for hours and hours about that. And, today what I want to share and invite you to do is begin to just take an inventory. Maybe just keep a notebook where you can make notes around like how you first, in the day, like how you might feed your sugar monster, and then what that does. Like, just begin to take some inventory and see where you're craving, where you're, diving in, giving into cravings for sweets that after you take them, that if you don't feel better, like energy, like there's a difference. And so I invite you to be honest with yourself. Do we feel better? Like, oh, that was that consumption, that food choice was positive for me. I feel stronger, energized, I feel clear versus, oh, I feel back at baseline and I can move through the day. Or there's a difference, and most of us know it, but I invite you to begin to truly take some inventory of how you feel after you eat, and then what that cycle looks like for you if you find that you're chasing sweets most of the day. And during the morning, that, that may look like, oh, I'm starting my day off with oatmeal because that's healthy, right? Well, how the oats break down in the body, it very much could be stimulating a high insulin response that your body takes in as sugar. So depending on how you feel afterwards, where you then go throughout your day, you can see, like, is that oatmeal serving, or is it serving to get you on that crazy train of chasing sweets all day? All right. So first thing I want you to take away from today is begin to take an inventory. Just keep a notepad and take some notes. Begin to identify your habits and how you, how you move through your day. Based on them, are they serving and empowering, or do you feel like you're just getting by? Ugh, we can tell the difference, and so I'm inviting some honesty there. And then next, I'd love for you to take a look at, and give it a try. Next time that you're feeling hangry, or like you just can't, you're not going to live unless you get that chocolate or that dessert or that something. I invite you to go the other way, go savory, give yourself something. Well, wait, let me back up. First and foremost, I'd say, take a drink of water. Oftentimes when we feel cravings, it's our body needing, it's a mineral deficiency. We might need some more salt or some magnesium. I love the electrolytes by the company. It's called Keto Chow. They have a really nice blend of magnesium, potassium, and sodium. And having electrolytes in our water, because sometimes, I don't know about you, I've been known to drink so much water that it actually dilutes my minerals and my electrolytes. And so I can feel a little bit spacey if I drink too much water. Has that ever happened to you? Okay. So, there's a balance of how much water to drink. And I invite you, next time you're feeling overwhelmed by a craving for something sweet, to give yourself some minerals. And that could look like a drink of water, but it also could look like feed yourself, but do savory, do protein, get some healthy fats in there, like satiate your body, because it's needing nourishment, true nourishment. And what does that look like for you? And this is going to be a part of those notes that you're taking on, actually, when I eat XYZ, I feel better. And when I eat ABC, I feel a little bit, frazzled, or I need more, or I need to keep eating. I just can't stop, So ask yourself. I hear these kinds of comments often in the work that I do. I do one-on-one health coaching. So each of us have our unique nutritional holocaust. I have an old friend that used to call it that, based on where we grew up, what kind of medications we grew up on, what kind of food we ate growing up. That's like our human aquarium is based on our history. And so what's going to happen with one body might be different to another. So let's get real and honest about what's happening for you inside of your body. Begin to take inventory, and that's step one. And then begin to biggest tool I can share with you today is to give yourself something different. Do not deny. Like, if you're hungry and you need something, give yourself some food, give yourself some drink, and pick something better. Pick something better than the just reaching to easy habitual piece. Find something better. And to what you and I call healthy, we might have a difference of opinions. However, right now, for today, find something one step back and have it be less refined. Have it be less refined. Drop the packaged foods. If you look at the packaged foods, they come in wrappers and they have so many ingredients, and it actually ends up causing confusion inside the body as we take it in, and then our beautiful digestive system processes the food and puts it in various parts of our bodies. And it can be really confusing when there's so many ingredients. It actually can cause free radical damage and calcification. So that ends up feeling like buildup and soreness, stagnant energy, and more. All right. So for those of you that are just checking in, please go ahead and write a question. Tell me what's up for you with your sugar habits. How does sugar play a healthy or unhealthy role in your world? I'd love to know, whether you're watching this now or later. Definitely, I'll reply to the comments. And we're talking about step one is to identify, inventory what your relationship is like with the foods that you're eating. Number two is to give yourself something different. When you're wanting something, don't deprive, just mineralize. And if you haven't watched the bone broth latte video, that's my favorite. Go ahead and get yourself some bone broth and have it easily reachable in your canteen in the afternoon, so that when you're going to you're feeling that sugar crash or that afternoon crash, you're feeling like another cup of coffee or some sort of stimulant that has a bunch of sugar in it, then I say reach for the bone broth. It's so rich with collagen and fats and amino acids that are easy to digest and assimilate in the body. Hands down, I 100% every single time feel so much better within 5 minutes after drinking some bone broth. So I'll put the link here for the bone broth latte. There's a few brands that I like. If you're not able to make it yourself just yet, it took me a few years. I refer to myself as a recovered vegan, but then I started making my own bone broth, and it's a fun and respectful process. I definitely, as I brought in animal foods again into my diet, I've learned to honor what they call it, nose to tail. And it sounds intense. However, if I am taking in animal life to nourish me, like my ancestors did, and how we evolved as a species and how our brains grew throughout time, it was based on these fats and all the cartilages and the bones and the organ meats and such from these animals. So bone broth is a great way to invite these minerals into the body, and that's a fun and easy way to help satiate the sugar monster. And if you're not onto the animal products just yet, that's totally okay. I'm happy to be supportive of you where you are, and I can help find some ways for you to swap out from your favorite treats to something that may be a little bit more satiating. All right, everybody, I'm grateful for you taking a lunch break with me and joining on Tune In Tuesdays for the Trust Your Guts Club. We meet here on Tuesdays. Tune in with us each week to be discussing a different topic for all things digestive health. I am Tara, the metabolic therapist, and it's been an honor to share my passion for health and wellness with you today. So have the best day ever, and we'll see you next time. Ahulo. Aloha.